Okay, great. So this horrible function from last time, which is supposed to detect whether two entities are touching, we can get rid of and replace by something good, because that sucked. So actually, I'll just leave this there for comparison. I actually worked on this at work today because honestly, it was irrelevant to something I was doing. But so this is basically a function which is supposed to be able to detect when two square areas intersected, which we can use for collision detection. And I found a really neat solution to this online today, which is this. So this is a much neater version of this that actually works. At least I believe it works. We'll have to test it in our game. And I believe I disabled gravity there. So let's just save that. Now, just as a reminder, accidentalgames.com/canvas, you can see a live version of this game. So let's have a look. If gravity's on and we stop moving when we hit the ground, no, the game, it crashes. Collision is not defined. I changed the name of collision to is touching because I feel like it makes more sense. Is touching. There we go. I think that's the only reference to it at the moment. Try again. Ah. Well, that's a shame. I'm pretty sure that this function correctly returns true or false depending on whether whether the player entity is intersecting with the square entity or not. But there must be something else wrong. So we'll have to look into that to start this. I believe there was some information about music. 1 second. Musicforprogramming.net. I'll give it a try. Oh, it opened in this tab. Okay, well, I guess we can leave it there. The rubber duck method. Explain to us all that is happening everywhere from step 1 to where you're getting stuck. Am I including the movement process? Okay, well, let's try it from the start then. So we have an array of tiles, which are squares drawn on the screen. Each tile has got an X, a Y, an X and a Y coordinate, a width and a height. We also have a player entity, a player tile, whose X and Y are fixed to 240 and their width and height are fixed to 220. Both of these are set to variables. So P is X, Y, WH, that's the player variable. It's an object. And levels, game.levels is written into the level variable, depending on which level number we have. So level number is 0. Therefore, the 0th level, which is this one here, level 1, is set to level. So level contains the level data. So levels dot tiles will return an array of objects containing these tiles. The X and Y are the top left point of the square, and the width is the W, and the Y is the which extends to the right, and the height is the H, which extends downwards from the top left point. So we've got that in there. When we want to tell if the two square areas are touching, we are comparing their positions. So we have the isTouching function, which takes two arguments. The first argument is the player object, which contains an X, a Y, a W, and an H. And the second argument is level.tilesI, which is the iterations tile. So it's cycling through every tile in the level to detect for each tile whether it is touching the player. So we are sending it the object for the current tile. We know that level.tiles returns a valid object, which is up here now because the thing is moving. The object contains an x, a y, a width, and a height. Oh, haha! You're right. The rubber duck method works. The x and y coordinate which we store in this array is its start location relative in the level, but when we draw it on the screen, we are adding the x and y of the game, the camera's x and y, to its coordinate. So what we actually need to do is any entity 2's width, we need to add our x. Sorry, any entity 2's x, we need to add the game x to it, and any entity 2y, we need to add the game y to it. Entity 1y. It's fine. Entity 2y plus y. Man, it's amazing how... you're right. Fenner's like, gotta love that moment. I love that moment when you're like, oh my god. Okay, let me read through the chat because I was explaining everything there. I feel like Minecraft command syntax is a lot easier than this. Mr. Greto says, hi Mr. Greto by the way, maybe you could try adding a breakpoint when you are in the location where it should be returning all false and look at the values all of the variables. Yeah, cool. Sphinx is here, hello. Polyboy. Polyboy is leaving to watch Cube Hamster stream because this is Chinese to him apparently. Okay, so any E2s, we need to add the game X to them. E2.y plus Y. Did I miss any? E2.x, E2.x, E2.y. E2.y. Okay, so that might actually help. Special builder, hello. Let's see what happens. And we'll put our frame rate... we'll turn gravity back on. Because we need it. Gravity. And... hello, Kabir, welcome to the stream. And then we up the frame rate a little bit. And see if it stops when it hits the ground. That'd be ideal. It's printing 1 and 0. Where am I? I forget what I'm echoing. Oh. I'm echoing that. Still not working. Damn it. Let's print this again. Wait for it. I think it uploaded. Right, so it's just constantly returning false now. Oh, I thought I had it. Am I supposed to be taking away from the X instead of adding it? I mean, here we're taking away the X. That could be the issue. Let's try subtracting the game X and the game Y instead. Just checking I haven't missed any. I think we're good. Yep. Right, that might be the reason that was happening. Try again. Okay, that's good news. Oh look, and we get pure true when we are intersecting both of those squares. So thank God. That was pretty crazy. I'm going to change the height of this tile to like 500 so that we don't see the bottom of it when we're down there. Oh yeah, we should check if it falls off when we go over the edge. Yeah, it does. I'm so happy. Okay, good, good. I thought I deleted the console logs. I must have just dreamt that. There it is. Man, okay. So what we are seeing is that the cube is kind of resting inside the square there. I don't know whether it's colliding in the very center because it's measuring from that point. I suspect it's because our velocity is so high that we are moving that many steps and landing inside. Let's see if we touch the very edge of this. Oh, we're no longer printing the success, but I suspect it's due to our velocity. So what we really need to do is it's a little tricky. I mean, we could test for a space that is lower than the square, although then it could end up hovering in the air. We could, if it's in the ground, we could teleport it. We could move it upwards until it isn't. Oh yeah, you can go back into the grey tile. Yeah, look at that. That's interesting. Because it stops you. So, I wonder how other games handle this, because I think the last time I made this kind of game, I made it in Scratch, and I had it so that if it was in the ground, it just floated slowly up until it was no longer in the ground, which can cause a bit of a hopping effect, unfortunately. Special Builder says, when it collides, set its location to the edge of the barrier. I guess I could get the Y of the entity it is touching and match that plus the tile's height, possibly? That could be a solution. I'm already setting its velocity to 0. That's this variable here. And I'm setting the can fall to false. Okay. So that's a good suggestion from Special Builder. When it collides, set its location to the edge of the barrier. The only thing is we don't know when this square collides with something. We don't know whether it's colliding to the top of to the top of a tile or to the side. Like right here, if we just said, if you're touching a tile, set your x to your height divided by 2, based off the tile that it's touching. Then as soon as we touch this point, it would move us up here. Kind of thing. Hi Dordia, welcome to the stream. So yeah, the teleporting up thing could work, but I think it'll look bouncy. Just out of interest, let's see what happens if we do y plus plus here. So if it's touching the ground, then we will teleport it up. Let's see how that looks. It's just uploading. 1 second. There we go. It's probably gonna. Oh no, we want to take away from the Y, but you can see the sort of slow sinking effect that I was talking about there, and it'll also cause us to do this. Spider says, add gravity to E1.Y in is touching. Sounds interesting. Let's try it. Add gravity to E1.Y. Slow sand, yeah. Y plus minus equal. I think gravity is a positive number. Gravity is 1. Okay. Minus equal gravity. Let's try it out. Spider's pretty good with this mathsy stuff. Oh, not there. He says add gravity to e1.y in is touching. Okay. But only if it's true, right? So I guess we just need to change this up a little bit. If that, then do that, and return true. Return false. So I believe that this it'll stop here if it returns true, and it won't go down to the other return. Oh, what happened there? Return true. Spider's just sent me a screenshot of what he did, which will probably open over here, so you guys can see it anyway. Oh. Okay, so it's detecting lower than the source, right? Okay, that's kind of cool. So we'll get rid of all this again. E1.y there, I believe, plus gravity. So it'll cause it to check the y minus the gravity, which will check a little bit below the square. E1.y plus gravity. Wouldn't that move the detection point up? Upwards? Well, let's see what happens. This is a weird song. Can we go to the next one? Is there a next option? Oh, we're apparently on the last thing. I guess we could start again. Okay. Unquote reference error. EIL is not defined. Line 113. I think I mistyped something. It's IEL. Line 113. Oh. There we go. And try again. Oh! Apparently I need to do the other E1.y as well. Ah, okay, this one here. Go. Interesting. Interesting. I'm learning a lot about Slider and generally reminding myself a bit about gameplay here. It's not working. What have I done wrong? E1.y plus gravity plus E1.h. E1.y plus gravity. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be working for me there. Oh, right. There we go. That'll be why I forgot to to return the value. Nice. I think we are floating just above the actual entity. What happens if we run into this? Nothing. Okay. Cool. 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 And if we go down here, yep, that makes sense. Nice. Okay, that was a little bit more complicated than I thought because I completely forgot that we are redrawing the shapes in different positions based on what we do. But interesting nonetheless. We could add a jumping mechanic next, I guess. I feel like we do need to have... Oops. I've just been trying to use A and D over there. I feel like we need to do some wall detection as well at some point. maybe we need a different version of this function. So we'll call this like is touching floor, since it is detecting below the square. And then, so we'll do is touching floor. And then we can do this, a copy of the function, but with a slightly different offset for is touching right wall. Hi 990, welcome to the stream. And in here, what we'll do is instead of detecting below the entity, we will check for our our terminal velocity, or our max speed, I guess is probably what we're going to be using. So we're going to check for the max speed value on our x. So e1.x plus max speed, which may well be minus max speed, but we'll do it this way first. E1.y e1.x, there it is. So that's if is touching right wall. So we can do we'll do it inside this loop since we're scanning through all the tiles here anyway. If is touching right wall, p tiles dot level dot tiles I, then we will set Vx to equal 0 to stop it moving, and we will say actually I think that's all we need to do, set the Vx to 0. God, it'd be amazing if this worked first time. It's uploading. There we go. Hey, it works. Oh, I'm stuck though. We need to yeah, Spider says he's not sure that's going to stop them clipping because their speed is not constant. I mean, if they're moving slower than their maximum velocity, they might end up stopping before they touch the wall. Either way, I think we may need to calculate this. Only set it if their Vx is greater than 0. If and Vx is greater than 0, which should allow them to move. Actually, their Vx would be 0, wouldn't it? 0.1? I think that might still let them move through the wall now. Oh, now I can move this way but not the other way. Okay, interesting. I could look Vx spaces ahead of them, I guess, instead of max speed. Because that'll be their actual movement speed, right? So that'll predict where they're going to be in the next turn, I think. We may find that if we ever have any other things affecting their velocity, this might fall apart. Interesting. Let's try that. If Vx is greater than 0.1. Funny that Dordia says all of this is Chinese. That's exactly what Polyboy said earlier. So we can move this way, we can move this way, we touch this, and we can only move this way. It's kind of weird. Should I have set this the other way around? I'm quite enjoying this, I have to say. As frustrating as it can be, it's very interesting to see how Canvas deals with all of this. Oh, that's working. I am kind of stopping in the wall, though. Interestingly, it seems to be regardless of whether I am moving at it quickly. Brings me up to here. Or if I move at it slowly. Oh, it does stop me a little earlier. Yeah, so depending on my speed, I go further into the wall or not. Okay. Spider says, I think you want to add 0.75 to VX in the wall detection because that's what they'd move next tick. Why 0.75? Oh, okay, because it's up here. Yes, that's a good point. VX plus 0.75. And I think we need to add another tile to check our left wall detection, which should be like a mirror image of our right wall detection. Boop. I'm still sinking into the wall a bit there. Let me refresh in case it hadn't uploaded, because I've had a thing where I'm like, what's wrong? And then realised it just hadn't uploaded. No, I'm still getting stuck in the same place as before. Kind of interesting. Well, I'm going to leave that for now, and we're going to add W key detection for jumping. Calculate positions. If map 87 if Vy is greater than the negative of max speed, we're gonna have to set a max jumping speed. I think 3 is going to be too small for that. Let's just set it to the same max speed for jumping. No, let's make a jump speed. If Vy, let's think a second. We are moving our character up, so it should be if Vy is less than max jump. My Fusion says it's fun playing this as you are developing it. Polyboy says he's back from Cluepamster stream. Chinese is still easier to understand than Slime Block Redstone. I agree. I have no idea how Cluepamster does that stuff. I find it very impressive though. So congratulations to him. So we're going to set the Vy to plus equal however quickly we want him to climb when he jumps. That's probably a bit slow. We'll do 0.75 for now, and we'll set our max jump. Interestingly, I think what we've got here is a system where the longer we hold the W key, the higher we jump. So our max jump speed is going to be... our max jump height is going to be... Let's make it 8. And see what happens. Spider says it's fun fixing bugs while you're developing it. Fair enough. maybe Spider and I should team up. I kind of fumble my way through the stuff and come up with the ideas, and he just fixes all the bugs in the background. He's like a real spider. He eats bugs, and I don't mind having him on my house because he keeps to himself. He's very quiet, low maintenance roommate, and he eats all the flies and the bugs. It's great. So what happens when I press W? Nothing happens when we press W. Hooray! Okay, bug fixing time. If Vy is less than max jump. Okay, well let's print some information into the dialog. Max Vy, and we also want to, actually that should be it. That should be it for now. I don't think we need to log anything else right now. No answer says, when I press W while falling, I shrink into the ground. Maybe we are supposed to be taking 0.75 away from Vy. And I think you're right, actually. Yeah, the can fall sets the Y velocity to 0 if you're touching the floor. So it's basically stuck me to the floor. I need a way of removing myself from the floor when I jump. We could possibly add one to the Y, like this. That would move us above the floor. Or we need some sort of condition which stops it setting our Vy to 0 if we are jumping. We're also going to have to check that. We're also going to have to stop people from jumping if they haven't touched the ground. Because I think currently it's going to, if I hold down W, I will keep rising at the max velocity, at the maximum jump height, because we need to only allow it to continue to add when we're not touching the floor, kind of thing. So our Vy is 0. Try going right. Okay. That's interesting. Polyboy says, I feel like the graphics of this game can really be improved. Wow, yeah, going right just makes you sink now. Our Vy is 0 when I press jump. If V1 is greater than equal... If Vy is less than or equal to 0 and is touching floor... Yeah, that'll stop us jumping when we're not touching the floor, but I think we have... Actually, hang on a second. Polyboy talking about the graphics. I know that you can load images in Canvas. I think, read that it's not particularly good at doing that, so it'd be interesting to see how it affects performance. I wonder whether we can tile Canvas images. Let me have a look at the HTML5 Canvas page that I'm referencing. HTML5 Canvas. We can do gradients in squares. Draw image. There's a draw image command. It looks like you can set the dimensions of the image, but it doesn't look like you can tile it. We'd have to change this over so that instead of being able to have a tile of any shape, we'd have to basically make it out of cubes like Minecraft, I think, if we wanted to do tiled images. Canvas images. Draw image X, Y. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be any sort of tiling built in. So, okay, interesting. Spider, yeah, we already found the bug. Or if you press D, you sync. Very odd behavior. I don't know why that is happening. If is touching floor. If not map 87, meaning we're not holding down the W key. Then it'll set our velocity to 0. Oh, look at that, we're jumping. Going right still makes us sink into the floor, though, which is kind of interesting. Polyboy says, could you do stuff like in Super Meat Boy, wherever you move you leave a splash of blood behind? I do want to try and do particles. You'll notice that in my level array, under the level object, there is an entities section. I'd like to use this to create some kind of thing that is separately moving from the player and the background, and maybe that could spawn particle bullets or just generate some kind of little particle bubble or something. I think that could be kind of interesting to see. Obviously, I want to learn the limitations of Canvas here a little bit. Press right and up at the same time and you'll fly to the top right. Oh yeah! Look at that. You can't do it with left. Oh. Boing. You can get some real height. Look at that. Till I let go. Our jumping is tiny and pitiful. Oh my, we can wall climb as well. That's really weird. Why would pressing the right key? Oh, we do have right wall detection, but not left wall detection. Yeah, so maybe the right wall detection is causing the issue. If we remove this function for a moment, we'll see whether moving right still works or still causes an issue. Yes, it does. But not right. Oh, there is no more music. Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of blanked out the fact that it was gone. Did somebody else suggest some music? It seems uncopyrighted Minecraft music from Incarceron. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is literally just a Google search. That's a 6-minute song. Okay. I don't know if anyone can find any other copyright-free, license-free music to stream. Why on earth is moving right causing people to sink? Can we change the jump height? What happens if we change this to 1? Does it make us jump faster or does it make us jump higher or both? These are the important questions. It does this. Let me think here. Okay, Dordia sent a link to this. Is there a playlist? Electronic, indie dance, hardstyle, trap, drumbeat, house, dubstep. I'm NCS stopped being copyright free long ago, apparently. Okay. Well then, never mind. Right, what was I doing? I was wondering about the jumping. Max jump is our maximum vertical velocity. Our vertical velocity is never going above 4, which is why it's stopping us from not climbing. I think what we need to do is we need to simply, instead of just adding to the maximum jump height, we need to set the vertical velocity once, which will launch the player up, and gravity will slow them down at the top of their jump. So we don't want to do this. We want to do if not touching ground, basically. If not can fall, which will only be the case if they are touching the ground. If can fall is false if they are touching the ground, then we will set the vertical velocity to max jump, or whatever we called it. I think it was not max jump. Oh, it was max jump. Okay. It'll set our vertical velocity to 8, and it won't let us jump again until can fall is false, which will only happen if we are touching the floor and our velocity is 0. Okay, let's try jumping again. So this is me holding down W. Looks pretty good. You can see our velocity is going 8760. 87, and then it's not printing anymore. Okay, well that appears to why does going right sink you into the ground? That's so weird. That seems to be a more fixed jumping height, albeit it's a bit low. Let's make it a little higher. Let's double it. I don't think it'll actually double our physical height because gravity will be pulling us down. Kind of interesting. I'm really interested in like physics and stuff, but I'm really bad at it as well. So there you go. Boing, boing. Can actually get up there now almost. Except we sink every time we move right. I really don't get that. We've disabled this function, right? Let's re-enable the function and simply not call the function instead. But something somewhere is wrong with our right movement. So we've actually removed the call to the function now. We got another SoundCloud link from Fenno. Let's try this one. Alright, cool. Refresh this. What did I change? I removed the call to that function. Nope, still syncing. So maybe I'm using VY where I mean VX somewhere. VX Y plus. Oh, yeah, that'd be it. Why is that there? I must have meant to write that down here and put it in the wrong spot. Okay, good. Well, I guess I'll re-allow this then. Music is very quiet here. Okay, I'll up the volume for you guys. How's that? Feel better? Don't want to drown myself out. Move right. Oh, it's better. Way better. I am kind of getting stuck in the floor though. I can't move right now. I can move left, but I can't move right. Yeah, look at that. I'm sinking into the floor. Every other jump I sink. And I can't move right while on the ground. I think my terminal velocity is exceeding the value of gravity because I'm jumping. Maybe I should be adding terminal velocity instead of gravity? Or maybe I should be using... instead of gravity, I should be using Vy. That might fix the falling issue of being stuck on the floor after jumping, but we're probably still not going to be able to move right. Oh, look at that. Oh dear. We jump off here. Oh god. We're getting somewhere, but it's still kind of not. No, you're not supposed to be able to climb walls. Kind of get stuck on the wall, don't you? It's like we need different detection points on our player for the different heights. So we need like just for clarification's sake, if you imagine this entire square is the player, to detect whether they're on the ground, we need to detect like a little spot here, and to detect if they're touching the right wall, we just detect a little spot right there, because right now it thinks it's on the ground because it is intersecting with this square at a point lower than here. Oh god. Maybe I should be subtracting Vy? That's better. We seem to slow down just before we hit the ground, but we are landing on the ground. We can still get stuck in the wall, but we're getting there. Polyboy says, does anyone know how to change my keyboard? You know what, should I change this to arrow keys? People would be happier if I did that. Keycode list. Let me find out what the keycodes for the arrow keys are and we'll change them over. Where are the arrow keys? There is. Oh, there it is. Left arrow, right arrow, up, down. Or allow both. So if we wanted to allow multiple key bindings, currently the way we detect key bindings is we have a map, an object map, where the name is the key, and then we have a false set to its key press value, and then if the key press that this key down function detects finds that key code in our map object, then it sets the key code's value to true. So the problem with this is that down here we're detecting this key. So we almost need a variable in here. Like maybe we need another map or something. Let me think. Okay, well, first of all, let's just try this with the up arrow. So 38 is the up arrow. I'm also gonna make this a little neater. Damn spaces. W A S D up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a new one called up, set to false, and we will go if map 87 or map up then we will map map 38 even, sorry, 38, which is the up key. Then we will map up to be true, like that. And then what we can do is here, instead of checking, right, what is it, 87, instead of 87 we can check for map up. Any other 87s? Yeah, there's one. Any more? That seems to be it. There we go. Will this game support microtransactions? I heard you make a lot of money with that. Well, if you guys want to help me test the microtransaction system by buying things, sure. Fenner says include FOV, resolution, and 3D, and settings to allow anyone to customize it however they want. This is not intended to be a final game. Okay, so I'm going to press W. We jump. I'm going to press up. Nothing happens! Hey! Okay, why did nothing happen? 38 is the key binding for up, apparently. Up arrow, 38. Oh, it's because I put 38 in speech marks. That'd be why. Spider says this is like... The music means he's expecting to look up and see some crazy drone shots of New York City. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Pressing... Oh! Unexpected token comma on line 55. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. Yeah. Cart Beer and No Nines have pointed that out. Right, let's try it again. W. Oh, I'm just jumping non-stop now, apparently. Oh, we need to match this to false in here. If not map 87 or not map 38. Oh no! And? I think that'll do it. Then we set map out to false. The cube's kind of bouncing to the music. Okay, we stopped bouncing. W made us jump. Good. And up. Look at that! Fancy that! Nice. Multiple key bindings. So the left key is 37. 37 false. Down. We don't actually use down, but at the moment, but whatever. Down is false. Left. Okay, so 37 is down. Left was 37. Right arrow key is 39. And down is 40. Okay. Nice. Can't move right when not in the air. Yeah, I think that's still an issue from earlier. Clipping into walls, I'm also aware of that. Okay, up. Left is not working. Oh yeah, I need to map them over here, don't I? So if left is A, 65, and also left 37. Right is S, 83, and 39. And down is 60. Oh, is a S83. Oh, yeah, that's 68. S is down, which is 83, and 40. And then we need to copy that and put the mapping in here and set all of these to false. And put these as ands. Oh, and knots. There you go. Fenner says he's going to head off. If you need more music, just check out some other sets of Jeff Kales. Thank you very much. Energy says, looking at JavaScript code triggers me. JS in general. I've gotten used to making the game in Java. He originally hated the idea of having to specify a variable type for function parameters, but now it's the best thing ever. I know that languages that you specify the variable type are faster in processing, but I have to say I quite like the fact that you can have a variable that changes type, although it can cause issues where you think it's one type and it's another and it behaves oddly, like a blank string is considered to be a Boolean false in JavaScript, or the number 0 is considered false but any other number is considered true, and random stuff like that. So, type insensitivity has its pros and its cons. And then we need to change our... 65 is left. 68 is right. And up. Any other map references? That seems to be it. Okay. Microsoft Edge loads Beam weirdly. The borders for the page divs are glitching out. I cannot run Microsoft Edge on my computer. If I try to open Edge on my Windows 10 computer, Edge crashes and it crashes my Windows Explorer. That's the taskbar down at the bottom of your screen. W moving, can't move right. Oh, I can. Okay. Up and left, up and right. Okay, cool. So we've got the two different key bindings there. Would potentially be a way of applying different key bindings to this in the future. We still can't move right while on the ground, which is always fun. We can still wall climb. Interesting. Okay, so, not being able to move right when touching the floor. We could fix that by only checking if the wall is being touched if we are not falling, but then if we were touching the ground and we pushed against the edge of a shape, then it would... Did I do map right twice? Oh yeah. That's down, that's why I didn't catch it. I think 83 is down. Yeah. Good catch, thank you. Cabia says map up equals map 87 or map 38. Is this one of these rules where if either of them returns true, it will set map up to true? Because that'd be a much neater way of presenting this than if statements. Could be kind of cool. Let's try it. For one of them, map up equals get rid of that. Polyboy, do you want to send in a graphic or something? We could try working on a particle or something. Yeah, that works really nicely. Thank you, Kabir. That's a really neat way of doing it. Let's get rid of that and all of that and this. We'll take all of this, stick it over here. What just happened? It's not good. Okay, I'll do that by hand. This is one of these behaviors of JavaScript that I forget about very easily. Sort of strange behaviors with true-false quantification. And just for neatness' sake, I'm gonna tab all of these. Why does that look so... Oh, that's why. Oh, it's so much tidier. Love it. And I guess for the opposite, we just do not equal. Do we? Hang on. The value... I don't know how OR is going to behave in this situation. If any of you guys know, let me know. Alright, enough tidying of code. We've got issues. Let's such as apparently nothing appearing now. Okay, there we go. Not being able to move right while on the ground. How do we solve that? So currently we are checking that cubes intersect with the square. What we could do is, touching right wall, we could add a value to our detection Y for the entity. So E1.x, E2.x, E1.y, plus 1. So I think that will check it as if it was a little bit higher than it is. So we should be able to move right now, theoretically. Left, no right. Okay. Oops.
You ain't got no job.
Ain't got no money. Okay, so we could try upping this value to like 10 or something stupid and see what happens. No, it's still not working. Do we want to take away the Y? Or possibly we need to put it in brackets. BODMAS. I think it's going to do the addition before it does the subtraction, so we probably need to do this in brackets. Polyboy says, okay, what would you... Wait, is this... Okay. Songs with jumping, things like that make me think my internet is breaking. What would you like? What resolution? What color? One frame? What file type? Okay. Good questions. So if we're going to go with particles, let's make the color... let me think. Let's make them red. Actually, no. Let's make them purple. Nice purple. What resolution? I think let's go with like a... Let's go with an 8 pixel squared image for the particle. 1 frame. And the file type, I would say let's go with... Yeah, JPEG doesn't support transparency, does it? Think we'll go with PNG. I guess it's a very small PNG, so it should load fine. We'll go with 1 frame for now. We can always try like creating multiple frames, kind of like Minecraft particles in the future. In many ways, I think it would be better to generate some particles using Canvas itself, just drawing circles and things, but we could get some interesting shapes and things, perhaps. The resolution is fairly high here, actually. I don't know how big 8 pixels is going to be. This square is 20, so I guess it's kind of a little bit, probably a fairly good size. Yeah, let's go with a bubble. Would vector graphics work? I don't know. Have a look. HTML5 Canvas draw image. Let's have a look at the Firefox documentation and see what it says. It says the image URL, the DX, the DY, the width and the height. Oh, so you can actually... Oh, you can use sprite sheets. That's so cool. So you can, the X and the Y don't specify the position of the image. Wait, surely it must. Wait, what? Oh, the SX and SY. Oh, you can put loads of parameters. So there's an SX and an... Okay, hang on, let me just copy this over so you guys can see. So this here... Void? What? Okay, so draw image, the image URL, SX and SY are the position on the source image, the top left position. S width and S height change the size of the selecting region inside the source image. And then the DX and DY are the usual positioning on the actual canvas screen, and the D width and the D height are, I guess, the scaling of the image. It's kind of interesting. So we can draw from sprite sheets. That's pretty nice. Interesting. So let's have a look at valid formats for the image type. HTML image element, HTML video element, HTML canvas element, or image bitmap. Okay. I wonder whether we're referencing it, whether the image parameter is an image element then. Are we referencing an element on a page? Image, an element to draw into the context. The specification permits any canvas image source. So it sounds like we've just put an image tag in the page. I wasn't even listening to this song. Don't know where I am right now. Probably down here. Legends never die. Okay, so I think any image format that HTML can support. Bitmap does not support transparency. Does it support transparency? I don't know. He's talking about Snickers. This is a weird song. Let's go try a different one. I mostly just background music really if I'm concentrating. Okay, so kind of getting somewhere with the jumping here. We still can't move right when we're on the ground, even though I'm now taking 10 away from the Y. Now we've put brackets around it, what happens if we do this? Still can't move right while touching the ground. Okay. Just in case I actually forgot to refresh when I tried this, let me just change this back again a second. This song is annoying. Oh yeah, look at that. Now it works. So I guess I just didn't refresh last time. So we're taking 10 away. We probably want to do like 1 instead of 10. So it's just above the ground. Kind of tempted to just stop this music. I don't know. If you guys find it annoying, I'll stop it. So this is 1 above. It seems to be working. Let's try jumping and then moving. Yeah, I think we got it sorted. We are still able to hang on to the wall. I think we need to have some sort of condition, like if we are I think this might be a side effect of being able to stick into the wall, like because we're stopped by the wall, but we are stopped while we're in the wall. Okay, I'm going to stop the music so that you can turn on nice music at your end, as you say. Set my speaker volume back up to a sensible number. Okay. Well, so that's cool. We've got the right wall detection. It's fine. So the only problem is that we are still stopping inside the wall and not against the wall. So we need to change the way that we detect the wall. Currently we are adding the X velocity plus 0.75. Where's our console.log coming from? I want to log our X velocity as we move around to see what it's doing. There it is. Console.log vx. I don't know when the particle will play. We could have it play behind the square as it moves around, or yeah. The thing is, I guess I'm kind of not really ready for particles or textures at this point, so I don't really know what I'm going to be using them for. Our velocity is negative when we move in that direction, so we probably want to. Our velocity is negative, so we probably want to take away 0.75, not add it. Let's try that and see what happens. Did that refresh and save? We better be stopping further inside the wall now. That's no good. Do we need to be taking away? Do we need to take away from the X instead of add it and add that? I'm just guessing and combining combinations here. When in air, or only when you press the up key once. That's a good idea. We could have like a little jumping particle. Try it out. Now we're stopping. I think we are still getting stuck in the... Oh! I don't think we can get stuck in the wall anymore. Yeah, nice. Oh, damn it. It's better, but it's still happening. Huh. We need to be more sensitive somehow. What if we up this to 0.76? I think that's the equivalent of doing 0.5 because possibly, or it might actually have no effect at all because we move in steps of 0.76 coordinate points. Yeah, I don't think that'll do anything. Vx plus. I guess we haven't tried this yet. Hey, that worked. I may have spoken too soon there, but no, I think that worked. Nice. We are able to move around. We're not able to bump into any walls. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay. Let's create a new element, a new tile, which will be the left-hand wall. So its x is going to be 0, its y is going to be 300, its width is going to be 20, I guess, and its height will be 50. There we go, just for a bit of variety, and we'll give it a different color, I guess, just to see that the color settings are working properly. That is Accidental Games Blue, by the way. Let's have a look. There we go, we've got a new tile on the screen. I think we need it to be a little bit lower. I think this is because we changed the height. Currently, we should be able to go through that when going in this direction. Yeah, ooh, uh-oh, I'm lost. Okay, so let's change the height to 100 again. Alright, let's change it to 50, but change the Y to 350. Make it a bit shorter. There we go. So we're going to copy our touching right wall function minus the console log, which we don't need anymore. We're going to make a touching left wall function. Now we need to add the velocity instead of take it away. That should be all we need to do. And then over here, where we calculate all of this, is touching left wall. And velocity x is greater than 0.1. I don't remember why that's there. Why that velocity check is there. I'm not sure we actually need that. We'll leave it there for a moment and we'll take it out and see if things break. It's uploading. There we go. Nice. We can still move left and right. We still bounce. Oh, no, we get stuck in the wall now. Can't move left. Oh, it's because we've offset our... Oh dear, that's not good at all. Look at that. I think something's wrong. Let's try leaving this with a negative. Like so. That works now. What about this one? Still getting stuck. That's interesting. I can move left and right here. I can not get stuck in there. Yeah, it's just this side. It's kind of odd. Why would this not be exactly the same value? Velocity check so you can move left while touching a wall on the right. I think maybe... So when we move to the left, our velocity is positive. So we are looking at the x of the entity plus the velocity, which shifts its detection box to the right, minus 0.75. I think... Interesting. See you, Spider. Thanks for watching and sending in suggestions and things. Very interesting. I'm not sure why it's put it on GitHub. It's just visible on the site at the moment. I guess I could put it on GitHub, but you can literally press F12 and I guess go to Elements and there we go, HTML. Is it up here? Where is it? I think my tiny screen, yeah, it's up here. Basically, you can see all of the code in here. There's one, blah, 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 blah. And the other one is up higher somewhere. There. So yeah, you should be able to actually look at it there. Polyboy has sent in some textures. Hard to make an 8x8 image, but I tried. Alright. Let's download that, I guess. Okay. Particle 1. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's probably quite difficult to make. And particle 2. Like a little blobbly bob thing. Cool. I guess we can upload those to the site. Give me a second to do that. Extract all. And copy those to here. And then if we go to into our HTML, which is somewhere, here it is, go image source equals particle1.png and image source particle2.png. So that should now show those two little particles down at the bottom of the screen there when it saves. Or never. Oh no, there they are. They're in the corner there. Tiny little particles. So now we need to map them into the canvas, which is going to be interesting. So we're going to let's see. Assign canvas element to reference variable and load assets. I believe we kind of want to put all of this in a window.onload script now. So the images have definitely loaded by the time the canvas plays. So this will cause the scripts to wait for the image, for this page to finish loading before they do anything. Go. And then we're going to go particle1 equals document.getElement by ID. And this is where I have to put the name in. Particle1. Particle2. Go. So we've got our particle 1 and particle 2 variables, which are set to these elements, which is what the tutorial is telling me to do. And then we are doing put it under draw entities for now. So we're going to go g.drawImage, the image, which is particle 1, and the coordinates, which are going to be 10, 10 for now. So hopefully that will draw the particle up here in the corner for us. See what happens. It's a purple spark. Purple sparks. Okay, refresh. Particle! Load into the game! Yeah! Okay, cool. So, let's make an entity. So I consider, I'm using Minecraft terminology here because Minecraft is a game I know a lot about in terms of its behavior. So I consider a tile to be any object which cannot be moved, and an entity will have its own movement ability. So we're going to create. See, I think the entities is going to be blank here because these particles are going to be generated as we jump. As our example to try this out. And oh, it's 11 o'clock. Jeez, it's late. I might have to stop streaming soon. In fact, I may stop now. I'm going up to London tomorrow to visit Person, who is a cat. That's P Personal, who we've done a couple of Let's Plays with. He's come down from America, and we're going to go visit him. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, which means getting up early to get the train to London. Okay, so I guess we'll leave particles and this getting stuck in the left wall issue for next time. So thank you for watching and joining in the stream, and I look forward to continue working on this as a little project. I'll see you next time. Bye.